YouTube, I would try something different with this video and add a little bit of commentary over the top, because there's not really much sound other than the whirring of my Velocipede's gears. So this is quite an interesting video that I've put together, where it's basically 3 different runs at SMET, which is the Scottish Model Engineering Trust, and it's over about a year and a half. So it's really showing the progress of their final circuit that they were putting in place back in 2017 through to late 2018. So as you can see right here, this is the sprue that's going off, and they were just building what would then be the tunnel there, and then we're coming down to the original bridge, and this big extension went all the way around the outside of the track. And you can already see there's quite an extensive network, and the whole area on the right over there used to just be grass. I didn't record that building, but that was quite a lot of progress too made over there. And as you can see, at this current stage, it was just the 2 tracks. Yeah, or three tracks. And so this will show you how it evolved, and I think it's quite an interesting video to kind of sit back and watch. It's quite a nice slow one. These Velocipede ones are quite interesting as a way of documenting club railways, because there's nothing to really get in the way, and it's quite a nice sedate speed. So we've just come up the back, and that was all the original track, and now we've come round the corner onto the sprue, and now we're down onto what was the first stage of the extension. And we come over these points, and that bank on the right is where we just came up past, and that was the original circuit that used to go left and back to the station area where we started. You can see that the crossover was in by this point, and it was 3 tracked, but that one on the right hadn't been joined up yet, and this area was just relatively undeveloped by this point. It was very overgrown, and there was no track, as you could see at the very start, going up to the tunnel. So we're now coming up the back straight, and we loop back onto the track on the other side that we came down, and we're coming back around this corner, and the carriage shed's on the right, which was again a new build, but 2017 is where I really started documenting, and we come over this bridge, which I helped paint and build actually, and we're back to where we started. So that was the first run in 2017. So then we move on to early 2018, and you can see that it must have been quite early on in the year, because it's very frosty. It does get quite cold up at SMET during the winter months, as I'm sure all the members will attest to. But we come back over the bridge, we're running the other way around now, and that's so that we can go and explore the new parts of the extension. So past the carriage shed, and we come down around this bank, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take a right here instead. So that's the bank that we came up last time, and we're going to go down this track and go off to the right, which has now been installed, and we'll come over this level crossing next to the sawmill, which has come on a lot further. I'm planning to make another video in 2020 once things settle down and I can get up there and show you how far it's come on now, because it's quite impressive. So there's a lot more point work down here, as you can see. There's also a lot more tracks, and now we're coming down to the station area. You can see that track that was built over on the right hand side actually comes a bit further now, and a few more points have been in, and the bridge has been started to be painted now, which is fully painted at the time of this recording in a nice forest green. So you can see that there's also half of a signal box here as well, so that's a new development, and there's track and point work leading up to this new area of the extension. So we're now going to come up this hill, and you can see it snakes its way along as we head up the track, and now here is what was just a cutting is now starting to look like a tunnel, and these bits of the tunnel are actually, if I remember correctly, they're from Tesco, and they're the kind of shelters that the trolleys are put in, and they were getting rid of them, So they managed to get them and build the start of the tunnel. So I thought that was quite neat. And then we come into the station area again, and we snake our way down, and we're back in the main station area. And again, this whole area has totally changed, even from the last video you're going to see. But so we move on to late 2018 now, and this is the last one I have in this series. But as I say, I'm going to come up and do another one, and that'll be 2 years on, and it really is quite night and day what's changed. But I'll do another cycle round. So we're running the same direction as we did last time, and that's because we're going to go a similar route but not exactly the same. So past our familiar carriage shed by now. That was quite an interesting project. I was there when I built that. A lot of this stuff was only a few years old by recording this. So anyway, we're going to go straight down instead of off to the right this time. And we'll bypass that station area because not a lot really changed. And here we go down. You can see the bridge now is just the main trusses in the middle need to be painted, but other than that, most of it's got a coat of green on it now. And the signal box is fully finished. So we now have a little working kind of... It's not really a signal box in the sense that you need to change the points that often. It's more just an observation point. But it sure is nice to get covered if it's rainy. And so now we're coming back up this bank again. And as you can already see, there's a lot more to the tunnel now. Again, as I record this tunnel actually has a very nice stone front on it. So I'll have to go back and do another one. But with the footage I've got right now, you can see that we've actually got a bit of a tunnel going on now, and there's quite a nice light effect. And this is just kind of the corrugated sheet, which lends itself very well to being wrapped around. So, and now we're going back into the station area. And a lot of this has been fantastically painted up now, and they've got wonderful signs and stuff, but you can see there's Old Wiki on the right hand side, bit of point works going on. Currently they're now digging up the whole middle of the station area. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is a new format for me, but hopefully it adds a bit more context. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.